Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into, well, a truly wild ride.
Definitely wild.
We're dissecting a fascinating YouTube recap of a manhwa, it's a Korean comic, for those unfamiliar, called Trapped in His Office During the Ice plus Zombie Apocalypse.
Quite the title.
Right. Our mission is simple. We're extracting the critical survival strategies,
Yeah.
unexpected revelations, and just the raw human experience from this story. It's about a man stuck in an office building when, well, the world goes sideways.
Completely silent.
You're going to get a shortcut to understanding what it takes to adapt in the absolute worst circumstances, with plenty of surprising facts along the way.
And our main source for this deep dive is this really detailed transcript from that YouTube video. It meticulously goes through the experiences of our protagonist, Jainong.
Going on, right?
We'll be pulling directly from his journey, his discoveries, the threats he faces. It's a fascinating look at how a seemingly ordinary life just gets thrown into extraordinary chaos,
Right.
and what lessons it holds.
Okay, let's unpack Jainong's world as it starts to unravel. We meet him as a typical 9-to-5 office worker, super stressed.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Totally. Demanding boss, worried about job security, AI taking jobs, high unemployment, all that background noise. So when these weird system windows start popping up, hinting at a zombie apocalypse, he's honestly too overwhelmed to really process them.
And this brushes it off.
Pretty much. His only anchor seems to be his kind colleague, Seion A. It's a poignant start, isn't it? Shows how easy it is to miss the apocalypse when you're already drowning in everyday stress.
It really sets the stage, and then the shift comes. The world outside turns on its head. In summer, suddenly, global snowfall, like an instant ice age.
Unnatural, yeah.
And then it gets personal, horrifyingly personal. Jainong discovers a zombified coworker. That's the moment the abstract threat becomes terrifyingly real.
And this is where the story just pivots into chaos. His zombified coworker chases him. Jainong panics, grabs a chair.
Standard reaction, maybe.
You'd think. But then, almost like a glitch in the Matrix, he teleports right through a wall.
Whoa, okay. So not just zombies.
Exactly. It's not just disorienting. It's this terrifying glitch moment. It shatters any idea of a simple rabies virus, the core insight. Survival now means dealing with something completely inexplicable, maybe supernatural. Physics are optional now.
How do you even begin to process that? A total breakdown of reality. And his immediate challenges aren't just the flesh-eating zombies, it's the cold. The temperature is dropping unnaturally fast.
Freezing to death becomes a primary concern.
Right, so he starts scavenging warm clothes, food, water, and crucially, golf sticks for defense. It's that rapid shift, from cubicle worker to desperate survivalist.
And then this mysterious system shop appears, offering items for system currency, like a video game UI just dropped into reality.
Weird. Very weird.
Yeah, and this leads to a really tense moment. He meets his coworker, Kim Juman. They know each other. Juman's his junior even. But Juman's sweating, even in the freezing cold. Big red flag. And sure enough, Juman betrays him after turning, which leads to Jainong's first brutal kill with the golf stick. He has to smash Juman's head repeatedly. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Visceral.
Wow. And that first kill, it has immediate kind of curious consequences, right? The system rewards him.
Instantly. Gives him his first coin. He's skeptical, naturally, grumbling about risking everything just to kill one zombie and earn one measly coin.
Can't blame him.
But the chilling part is confirming Juman had a bite mark, even though he seemed fine earlier. It drives home that brutal truth. You can't trust appearances. The threat can be hidden.
And it poses that strategic question. What does this coin for kill system mean? How does it change behavior? Does it gamify survival?
That's a really powerful point. It forces this brutal calculus onto every action. So moving into day 3, Jainong's basically trapped. Phone batteries at 3%, supplies, just 4 chocolate bars left.
Not good.
And he sees from the window people trying to escape outside. They just get hunted down relentlessly. He realizes staying put is a death sentence.
He has to move.
He barricades himself in first, then rethinks. He has to move, but within the building. That's a critical shift. From hiding to actively hunting for hope, for, friendship and cooperation.
And his deduction skills here are pretty sharp. It's pitch black, but he spots emergency lights. Thinks, okay, someone else must have used a generator.
Proof of life.
Exactly, another survivor. So he carefully goes downstairs, takes off his shoes for stealth, a small thing, but it shows his adapting instincts. He figures they're likely in the management office or security room on the first floor.
He checks the upper floors. They're clear. But the first floor, it's a horde zone. Blood everywhere. Too risky to try and get outside.
And even in that chaos, he finds something tragic.
Yeah. The corpse of a good man, someone who always greeted him nicely, dead from hypothermia in the management office. It's just a stark reminder, isn't it? Zombies aren't the only killers. The environment itself is deadly.
It really highlights the multifaceted nature of the threats. So after being really wary, Jae-nam finally contacts Choi Sung, another assistant manager.
The initial standoff golf stick versus wooden stick, it's tense. A perfect picture of the new normal.
And Jae-nong assesses him carefully. Jae-sung isn't sweating, he's rationing supplies. Signs of someone thinking clearly.
And then, that human moment. A shared cigarette.
Simple, but effective.
Starts to build this fragile trust.
And that trust pays off quickly. Jae-sung shares critical intel, how he escaped 4 zombies on the second floor, how he got the generator working.
And the bombshell.
That satellite internet, like Starlink, is still up.
That single piece of information. I mean, how much does that change the game in a world like this?
Oh, it's a complete game changer. Suddenly, communication, getting information, maybe even a sliver of hope for outside help becomes possible again. It's the perfect example of how one person's knowledge can just rewrite the rules for everyone.
So Jae-nong gets his phone charged, only for the generator to die.
Bad timing.
Awful. So they part ways, amicably though. Jae-sung even gives him a flashlight and a spare battery, a practical gift, reinforcing that trust.
So Jae-nong's back on his own. He decides to go upstairs looking for information. And this leads to his second zombie kill up on the 6th floor.
He gets another coin, but his golf stick completely breaks.
Right. And that's not just losing a weapon, it's a crucial lesson, isn't it? About weapon durability versus zombie toughness. It forces him to rethink his whole approach to combat.
And this kill, it gives him more data on the enemy.
Exactly. Key technical specs. Zombies are ruthlessly fast, they rely heavily on sound, but their other senses, pretty poor.
Ah, okay. So strategy shifts.
Definitely. From direct fighting to stealth, precision targeting, aim for the head, that's the only way. It's not just about killing, it's understanding the mechanics of survival against this specific threat.
And grimly, it confirms the no-rescue scenario. Government's collapsed. They're on their own.
All solutions have to be self-generated. Grim news indeed.
By day 5, the cold is just unbearable. He's worried about getting sick, and he desperately needs food.
This sets up a pretty intense sequence, right? Getting supplies from the lounge?
Yeah, multi-stage battle, 4 zombies. He has to lure them, kill them, one by one. He loses his golf club completely in the process.
But he gets the supplies.
He does. 4 more coins and a backpack full of snacks, ramen, cookies, Coke. Enough, he figures, for 30 days if he can find clean water.
It's a huge win, but, you know, at a cost. Constant trade-offs.
And this brings us to resource management, that difficult calculus. He finds these suspicious marks on his leg.
Panic moment.
Big time. Thankfully, not bite marks, but frostbite. Clear signs.
So he turns to the system shop.
He does. And he's irritated by the prices gloves and shoes cost as much as a whole set of clothes.
Ouch. System inflation.
Pretty much. But he makes the practical choice. Buys boots and a heat pack. He's prioritizing the immediate threat, realizing a body that can't function is just as deadly as a zombie.
Smart move. Okay, day 8. Water gets cut off. And posts is on the survivors gallery forum online. They're dwindling. Fewer survivors checking in.
That's got to be chilling. Yeah. So Jae-nong's hunting for a better weapon. He goes to the 4th floor, finds it covered in blood, and a mountain of corpses.
Ooh.
At least 10 zombies.
Whoa, someone capable has been through there.
A beast, as he thinks. And then, a moment of that dark humor again, he finds a note from Yoon-hak, accounting team.
What does it say?
Yoon apologizes for taking all the supplies, warns him off the 5th floor, and says he's planning to escape to an island.
Ambitious.
And the punchline. Jae-nong finds the gift Yoon left for his wife, 2 packets of instant coffee. Just perfect, absurd selfishness in the middle of everything.
It does inject a bit of weird levity, doesn't it? Okay, day 10. A beam of light from across the street. New hope.
Jae-nong uses his phone camera, zooms in. It's a handwritten note.
Yeah.
Other survivors in his building wanting to team up.
Okay, big development.
Huge. His focus shifts immediately from solo struggle to maybe, just maybe, collective survival. He heads to the 6th floor.
And then the reunion.
Totally unexpected. He runs into Seion A, his kind colleague, and instantly all his assumptions about her being vulnerable shattered.
How so?
She's calm, composed, and then she drops the bombshell. She was a national fencing silver medalist.
No way.
Yes. And she's already taken down 8 zombies.
Wow.
On her own.
Okay, that flips the script entirely.
Completely. Jainon's perspective is just whoosh, changed. They team up officially. It's a powerful lesson, right? Never underestimate people.
Absolutely. And it immediately makes you ask, how much stronger are two people together, especially with complementary skills like that?
We see it right away. There's synergy. They find backup batteries. Jainon explains Starlink to her. She's excited.
And her innovation, that weapon she makes.
Brilliant. Takes Jainon's found metal caliper, ties it securely to her mop handle, which he'd been using as a spear, creates this double-sided murder stick.
That's fantastic improvisation.
It can strike like a spear and clobber like a caliper. It's perfect improvisational engineering. Resourcefulness in action.
The speed they adapt together is incredible. And speaking of adapting, her frying pan.
The one she just happened to bring to the office that day?
Yeah. It becomes vital for melting snow, a mundane kitchen item, now a key survival tool.
Amazing. And their trust deepens. Jainon respects her skepticism about the unknown survivors across the street, agrees not to contact them.
And then his act of empathy.
Yeah, really powerful. He remembers her bruised feet from earlier, uses his hard-earned coins, secretly buys her winter boots from the system shop, even though he wanted stuff for himself.
That's significant.
And it triggers a new system notification. Party successfully formed, and coins from party members now get added to his bank.
Wow, so the system actually rewards genuine cooperation and maybe even selflessness.
Seems like it. A really interesting mechanic. So Seion then reveals the building has solar panels on the roof,
Right.
a potential game changer.
Right, for power long term.
They make this tough trek through the snow. Seion, with her athletic background, climbs up impressively. They retrieve 4 panels.
Success. Or is it?
Well, here's the reality check. The yield is disappointing, only 8% phone charge after a full day.
Oof. So even good ideas are hard to execute in this environment. Limits of conventional tech.
Exactly. Solar power isn't the magic bullet. So it raises that question of long-term strategy again. Jainon proposes checking the company's logistics warehouse for supplies.
And that's where Seion's knowledge comes in again.
Right. She knows it's near her house.
Right.
Suddenly, it's not just an idea. It's a viable, tangible goal. Her resolve, her practical input. Jainon feels teaming up with her was the wisest decision. They're not just surviving day-to-day now. They're strategizing, planning.
Okay, day 14. Thirst is becoming critical. Water ran out 3 days ago.
They take a huge risk. They light a fire on the rooftop, office documents, metal drawer box, Seion's frying pan to melt snow.
Risky, yeah. Could attract attention, raiders, more zombies.
But they have no choice. And that shared moment, warmth, actual hot water. It's got to be incredibly poignant, a reminder of simple comforts. Imagine that first sip after days of just crushing thirst.
And as often happens in these stories, actions have consequences. Day 15, the neighbors from across the street send another message.
What now?
They are crossing over to join forces.
Oh, boy. Complicated. Maybe their fire did attract attention, but now there's this new unknown variable coming right at them.
And we see these new survivors in action. They're rapid, organized, systematic, clad in winter gear, wielding blunt weapons, wooden shields.
They look prepared, professional almost.
Incredibly efficient, luring zombies with sound, isolating them, killing them fast. They move quicker, more organized than Jainon expected. They make a mistake, lure too many, but correct it fast by pushing forward.
In their entrance.
Dramatic. They smash right through the building's glass wall with a demolition mace.
Wow, that's an entrance.
It's an impactful end to this part of the story, isn't it? This new, powerful, highly organized force just arriving in Jainon and Seion's isolated world. Potential allies, or an imminent threat.
Leaves you hanging, for sure.
Yeah.
So what does this all really mean for survival, looking back at Jainon's journey so far?
Well, this deep dive definitely shows that intelligence, adaptability, resourcefulness, they're absolutely crucial. Jainon's strategic thinking, his scavenging, his quick learning, all vital.
Yeah, you see him evolve.
But the deeper insight, maybe, is how the nature of reality itself shifts. That glitch, the system, it demands not just physical adaptation, but like a whole mental reevaluation of how the world even works.
And maybe the most powerful asset isn't a weapon or even a skill, but that ability to form alliances based on trust, Mutual respect.
Absolutely. Look how Janan transformed once he partnered with San, from desperate individual survival to a collective effort, amplifying each other's strengths, and the system even seemed to reward it.
That synergy effect, it's huge.
Which really raises an important question for you listening out there. In a world where basic needs are life or death luxuries, where the government's gone and no rescue is coming, what would your most valuable skill actually be? And who would you trust enough to share that last cigarette with?